Welcome to another episode of No Cap Reacts. I'm your man Bailey, aka Mr. Go Get 'em. And we are live with another episode of Sunday Night Live. Yeah, we started a little bit late, but you know, when beauty comes into play, you know, it takes perfection. Perfection takes time. So it took them a little bit of time. But with that, we definitely want to introduce our guest who she says she's ready to go. She says she's ready to go. So we not even going to bullshit. We just going. It's time! Go ahead and introduce yourself. So what does Rizzo do?
So Rizzo, ooh, hello.
Okay.
So I model for a hobby. It is something that I want to turn into a career. I've done a couple music videos, photo shoots. I've modeled on some runways, and yeah, I just kind of do it all.
So how did you actually get into modeling?
Oh, so funny story. I've been on and off ever since I was 16. I remember when it first started. I was just modeling my friends' cars. I used to help them work on them. So then they were like, hey, instead of, asking other people we don't know, rather ask someone they do know. So they asked me to start modeling their cars, and then it kind of went from there. And ever since then, I've flourished. So here we are.
All right, so let's take this all the way back. We're going to go all the way back. We're not going to get too deep into it, but let's start it here. Okay, first and foremost, introduce you, who you are, what you're about, where you're from, and how you ended up in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, so first things first, I'm actually from Chicago. Not the actual city, about 45 minutes out. I was in a little suburb area surrounded.
But at the same time,
gay.
That's the wrong one. Now that's the right one. Cause Chicago is Killer City. That's a little Chirac.
Okay, low key it is, but trying to stay away from those parts for real.
All right. So what brought you to Arizona?
Honestly, I wanted a new life. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing some competitive dancing before I left, and I was doing like hip hop, jazz, ballet. I was competing, won a couple trophies and everything. And then right when I was gonna go off to college, I actually ended up getting a hip injury. And then when I thought my life was over, I started dancing at the club.
So I was about to say. So what you're saying is you initially started off dancing like pop, lock, and drop it. Like
I was a B-girl.
You could have potentially have been the Dallas Cowgirl, New York Giant cheerleader, Phoenix Sun, right? But then you fucked yourself up, and then you said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna twerk for small denominations."
No, actually, I ended up getting like really upset, and my friend was a bottle girl at the club, and she was like, "You know what you should do? You should still dance, and I know a way you can." And I was like, all right. And then she took me to the club, and it was from there. Like, all right. And then she took me.
Okay. So, circa now 2023, are you doing any dancing at all?
Well, that's the thing. I want to get back into choreography, because when I was doing competitive dance, I was also teaching classes. And that's kind of what brought me out to Arizona. Is basically I wanted to have a new life. I loved the name Rizzo, but I didn't like the name, like, you know, the stripper dancer behind it. I wanted to get a new reputation for the name. So that's why I came out to AZ, started a new life, got a new name for her, and now I'm starting to do choreography again. So little by little, but I just do my own studio times right now. I haven't done any classes or worked up any dances for any music videos or anything yet. So slowly but surely, we're getting there.
All right, so since you've been to Arizona, how's Arizona treated you so far?
Honestly, it's really hit or miss out here.
Elaborate. I love to hear it.
I mean, I noticed a lot of people out here, they say they want to do certain things, but then when it actually gets to the hard work part of it, they're not really about it. I also noticed a lot of people are, not to be bogus, but kind of fake. And
Flaky?
yeah, and they also...
Kind of like there's supposed to be someone sitting next to you right now.
We ain't gonna talk about that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm just not used to that. In Chicago, it was more so like there was only two types of people: either they did it or they didn't. And if they weren't gonna do it, they never talked about it. So it's kind of weird coming out here and then people being like, oh yeah, I want to do this, want to do that, and then you try and work with them and it usually doesn't work out. But
well, definitely first and foremost, give it up for Vonnie. He in the chat, he said no work ethic. So he was on the exact same seat last week on his interview. And yeah, we kind of talked about those things as well. There's a lot of people out here that's really just 100% lacking work ethic.
And they really just want to be around for the ride. Like, people will all day say they know you, but they don't know anything about you.
Like, literally. Oh, I know who you are. I know who that is. I know who this is. The funny part about it is, especially when it comes to me in particular, I don't go out. I don't spend time around people. I don't really. My circle is super small and is mainly family. Okay. Right? But everybody and their mama swear they know who the hell I am. And it's like, okay, tell me where I live at. Tell me how long I've been here. How many kids I got. Tell me about me. If you can do that, then we might actually be able to have a conversation. But outside of that, which I know they can't, it's just bullshit. I don't understand it.
Yeah, when it comes to me, like going out and all that, I only go out when I get paid to do so. So like if people want me hosting at the club, or if people want me to show up to one of their birthday parties and bring other females, things like that, that's when I pop out. But usually I don't have to pay for anything and I don't really gotta do much but show up and look pretty. So that's the only time I go out.
On a trade, I'd like to just show up and look pretty. Shit.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so okay, so there we go. You are available for shows, clubs, pop-outs, promotional purposes, things like that.
Yes, sir. And if you have a clothing brand, I'm more than happy to model it for you. I have my own personal photographer, and I know plenty of studios that I can rent out, so I can have my own little photo shoot for you.
Oh, well, I got a clothing line.
Oh, really?
But I'm also a photographer.
Well, I don't know. I've noticed, like, when it comes to, like, my height and everything, because I'm 4'8", when it comes to photography, it really is about angles and everything. And so far, I've worked with a handful of photographers, and I've only probably liked 4 of them. So, I mean, we could definitely shoot and I can see, but no promises.
So what she's saying to a lot of you photographers is y'all got to know how to work with small packages.
Yes, pretty much.
Because she is little, I ain't gonna lie. So we officially met for the first time in person last week.
Yes.
And I think that's the very first thing that I noticed about you. So a lot of people don't understand. I'm 5'10", like currently like 305. I'm like the realest walking version of Suge Knight is what so many people say. And for her to be like, you said 4'8"?
Yeah, I'm 4'8", legally a midget, and I weigh 98 pounds.
Holy shit. So she is 1/3 of me and a whole foot and some inches shorter than me. And that was like the first thing that I noticed is how small she was. And I was like, this is kind of cute. All right. So what people don't understand is, so I do security with my brother. We do entertainers, actors, and some certain events.
Okay.
And she was actually doing a showcase. What was that, about 3-4 weeks ago?
Yes, when you're talking about the fashion show.
Yeah, the fashion show.
Yes, that was a couple weeks ago. It was March 3rd.
Yep. So I was actually there the day prior when they let everybody in to do the initial walkthrough, and I was supposed to be there that Friday, but other things came up on my schedule, so I had to bypass that. So I wasn't actually there, but I saw everything there, and I was like, you know what? She seemed to have personality. Let me see if I can get her on the show. And she said, "Boop, yep, coming." So
Yeah.
Here we are today.
I keep my promises.
All right. So Bonnie says she's so whittle.
I am. I really am.
All right, and then Natalia says she's so cute.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
People is already all right. So let's do this. There's a couple different things that we're gonna talk about tonight that we're gonna get off into. We're gonna see how this turns out. At the end of the day, we just gonna have some conversation, but we're gonna open up the phone lines so you motherfuckers can go ahead and call. Now I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. If you call in with some bullshit, if you call in talking about some dick shit, if you are gonna be on some freak shit because there's an attractive female on, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, I'm gonna hang up on you.
Oh yes.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Now, if you want to shoot your shot, shoot your shot. If you want to ask her a question, ask a question, and things like that. Just at all times, we are always going to keep it respectable. Simple as that. That work for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, let's talk about this. So, now that you are in this industry, what are some of the craziest things to happen?
Okay, so I think this is probably the craziest thing just because I haven't really gotten to any like crazy stuff yet, but it's also a pet peeve of mine as well. I've noticed that photographers will want to work with me just so that they can hang out with me, not because they actually like want to work with me. And then, like, they'll send me the photos, and they'll either come out, like, really, really crappy, which is crazy because some of them I'll look at, and they come out good, and then, like, the rest of them are really crappy. And I'm like, okay. Or I just don't receive them at all.
Like, they do creepy. The photo shoot, but they don't
send me the photos. Shoot? Yeah, like, they don't send me the photos. It's almost like they keep it for themselves, and it's kind of creepy, to be honest.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Exactly, because I just don't understand why you would say you would want to work with me and then we work together, but then you won't send me my photos and then you ignore me. It's really weird.
Sounds like more of a fetish situation.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm tired of the mixed kid fetish. I need them to let it go.
Did you say the mixed kid fetish?
Yes. You never heard about that?
I ain't never heard that a day in my life.
Oh my God. You haven't realized that everyone and their mama wants to have a mixed kid?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Now that... Okay, now... Plenty of Caucasian and Latina women have been at me telling me, yeah, I would love to. We could make a little. And I probably when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'd like to have a little mixed kid. But I was hella young, probably when I said that dumbass shit. Now, fuck nah, kids a goddamn kid. They all just bad. I mean, they good, but they bad. If they my kids, they good, but they still bad.
Look, all I know is that I've had people literally like straight up tell me like, oh, I want you to have my baby just based off of like what I look like, and I think that's crazy. Even one of my ex's moms, she was really weird. She literally told both her boys that she wanted one of them to date a mixed girl and the other one to date an Asian girl because she wanted her grandkids to look a certain way, and so that's what they would go after. Like it was really weird, and when I figured that out, I was like, yeah.
And that's what that's what they mama told them?
Yes, and they listened.
Oh my God. What I got for that? Okay, clearly they father was not in their life because he'd have shut that shit down in a heartbeat.
You know what's funny? He really wasn't. He was in jail, so.
All right, well, we going to go ahead and do this. 602-736-6660. The phone lines are now officially open. You can call in, ask questions, be a part of the show. All right, so
Okay, I did post the correct number. Cool.
one of the topics that we definitely said that we're going to talk about is the fact of why is it so hard for pretty women to get good men, but these not so pretty women are easy to land a man. And since you happen to be a pretty woman, first and foremost, are you single?
Yes, been single for the past 2 years, going on 3.
Okay. Now, why do you think you and other pretty women have such a hard time finding men?
Because everything around us is fake. So, and what I mean by that is, like, basically almost every relationship we have, we can run into strangers who will envy us and just want to talk to us for the simple fact of they just want to see what we sound like, or they just want to hear something that we're gonna say that can justify themselves to be like, oh well, they're not that great anyway. Because I've ran into people like that, which is really weird. I also don't like the simple fact that a lot of people will have friendships with you based off of jealousy or envy as well. There's guys that literally wanted to date me just to say that they would date me. Like, for instance, there's this guy that begged to date me for 3 years. Did everything under the sun. I don't know, just did a lot. And I was like, no. When I finally decided to give him a chance, because I was like, maybe I'm, being one of those, Literally, it lasted a week.
A whole week?
A week. He just wanted to be able to say that he dated me. It was really weird. I don't understand it. But it's just, I feel like we just go through a lot of that. Even like with...
It's a different time. Okay, I understand I'm older, so my generation was a lot different. Mm-hmm. We didn't grow up in the season of bad bitches. Like, our baddest chick was literally Megan Good. Jada Pinkett was the thing. We had the Whitney Houstons and the Mariah Careys, but we didn't call them bad bitches. And they didn't run around calling themselves bad bitches. Mm-hmm. So... just me on the outside looking in. I'm gonna give my slight opinion.
Go ahead.
Okay, which the crazy part about it is, you are, from what I've seen so far, different.
Yes.
And the reason that I would say that you're different is, as an attractive woman, you don't hold yourself with your nose to the air. You're sweet. You know how to have a real conversation. You're more down to earth. But these so-called bad bitches think that everything under the sun is deserving of them just because they look good. Do you think that would have anything to do with the fact of them not having somebody?
No, I honestly feel like that's just trauma that they haven't really healed from or gotten over. It could be also how they grew up. If they grew up in a spoiled household, then they're going to they're automatically going to believe that they deserve anything and everything because that's all they've ever received. So I kind of blame parents on that. And then I also blame, like I said, trauma, because there's some girls out there that really just want to be loved, but they're either afraid to due to past experiences, or they've always been taken advantage of or something else. So it's just kind of like, it's either one of those. But I personally don't think that every female is like a bitch, honestly. I feel like really pretty girls that have those bitchy tendencies or attitudes are literally just a wall up to protect themselves, because I feel like every girl has that sweet side. There's always every girl that has like a little girl in them that wants to come out and be actually loved the correct way. It's just about trusting someone to actually be able to let that person out. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion though.
Now with that,
I can't stand you. Oh my god.
I'm going to say, as a man that has dated...
Go ahead. No, go ahead and tell me.
and have had some bad bitches. Mm-hmm. Some that many other men wish they could have and publicly know and would probably still do their best and damnedest to have. Their attitudes fucking suck. And I'm not going to say it's because of trauma. It's the fact that I look at the current temperature of the world that we live in today.
Okay.
All right. How many motherfuckers is in your DMs right now?
Too many. That's why I never open them.
Okay. You know how many people's in my DMs?
No, I
You know
don't.
how many people's in Michael B. Jordan's DMs?
Too many.
Idris Elba's DMs.
Oh, that man is so fine.
See? But guess what? Their DMs are not blowing up like that. That's the crazy part. Ain't
Really?
nobody in men's DMs. And if they are, well, that's what they are. It's literally Bertha. It's Big Mama. It's Shirley talking about, I'll make you a big bean pie and you can have some of these oversized cakes. Okay. It ain't nobody in our DMs where we're actually sitting here going, yeah, I want you. It just doesn't work like that. And I wish that it kind of did, you know. I wish we had some of the privileges that y'all get blessed with. But as men, we don't get shit. We get shit on.
I'm so sorry.
And then the pretty girls, well, this is the thing. Unless I'm literally coming at you, throwing the bag at you, 9 times out of 10, they show no interest. But I also understand it. And the reason that I say I understand it is, imagine the regular dude hitting you up, and then you got 100 regular dudes, but you got 5 blue check dudes.
Okay.
And those blue checks are talking about, I'll fly you here, I'll do this, I'll do that. All right. One, let's just take that and combine that. That's 105 different niggas giving you all this lovely attention. Mm-hmm. And you get it for doing absolutely nothing. Okay. Right? But you also get to have, like, the pick of the litter. Like, let's just be for real. If you wanted to choose anyone and to mess with, you personally have the right and the option to do that. Men as a whole, we don't get that. What do you think?
I feel like you guys do in a sense, but then at the same time, girls have it more than you. Because, I mean, if you think about it, like you said, like, unless I'm throwing the bag at them, this, and that, they're not going to have any interest. But the thing is, I feel like girls do show interest because, I mean, you could just go out looking good. You don't have to be in a suit and tie. You literally just go out, like, jeans, Nike shoes, and a fucking, like, sweater. Dudes do it all the time. And get a female. Like, I feel like it really has to do with personality and confidence. Because for me, I'm not going out with a dude that hit me up in my DM. Because that means you're most likely someone I'm never going to see unless you hit me up in my DM. Which means you're probably not someone I want to go on a date with. Because I don't like the internet like that. That's like the one thing that sucks about being a model right now. Because a lot of people look at Instagram. And I really don't want to be an influencer. I really just want to be able to post my life and go on with my day. But that's kind of like my resume, sadly, because everyone uses Instagram. So it's just kind of like when I get all these people in my DMs, I don't know what's real and what's not real. And it's like, I'm not finna go out with someone just to go out with somebody. Like,
all right, so I literally just sent you a screenshot. And based off of what time it is right now, you can see. So this is someone that literally just a minute ago was like, I'm interested in being your podcast. Go look at what this is.
Good evening.
Thank you. That is what we get in our DMs.
That's nasty.
Thank you.
Okay, but it's no better for me either.
No.
Look. This dude, look.
I know what you go through.
Wait. I'm gonna read you.
I'm pretty sure you've just seen plenty of dicks in your time that you didn't even solicit for.
Look. I'm gonna read you a recent DM. Because, you ever, like, get those messages and you know it's going to be, like, BS, but you kind of entertain it just to see where it's going to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I got this.
Well, no, because I've learned my lesson.
Age
is a beautiful thing.
Sometimes it's funny.
I say, you get the benefit of being able to have fun like that because it happens so frequently.
He's like, me, no.
It's not funny no more. It's not fun. It used to be when I was younger. It's like, let's see what this dumbass is about to talk about. And then they say some dumbass shit.
Okay, so look. I said, I basically said, because he was in my DM basically saying he wanted to meet up with me and stuff. And on the first date, I don't let guys come pick me up from my house or anything like that. Like, I'll just meet you there. So I was like, okay, like, just find a spot for us in Phoenix to meet, and I'll meet you there. He responded with, oh, I can't really go to Phoenix right now. I was like, what you mean? Like, you can't go to Phoenix? Like, why you in my DM then? Like, what you trying to do? This man basically was like, well, if you're going to come all the way out to Phoenix anyway, you might as well just come over to my crib. It's not that far from Phoenix. I said, oh, see? And this is why I don't respond to people. Like, I already knew what you were going to say. It's just, I just wanted to entertain it just to see, like, you know, if it was going to be different. But no, I'm always right. So I just...
See that? I don't get that side of the game. And I blame some of this on COVID, because COVID made this happen. Actually, let me call it the Rona.
The Rona.
We don't get kicked off on some of these platforms.
Ooh.
Okay?
Okay.
When it comes to the Rona, people had no choice but to, like, meet up at the house, because you couldn't go out because restaurants was closed. Things were shut down, right? But yes, we are well past that now. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, okay, so you, per se, aren't one that's just going to jump out there and go to someone's crib, right?
No.
But you know how many other women do?
Which is okay, and that's another thing, too. Live your life, do whatever you want to do. But I feel like, as women, you should be way smarter. I don't know. I feel like after all, like, the Jeffrey Dahmer and, like, all the criminal minds and stuff that we, like...
But those things are so... Now, okay. I'm going to give you that, but at the same time, I do say this, because I hate that that's out there. And the reason that I say that I hate that that's out there is, as women, you guys have to safeguard yourselves. But keep in mind, there was only one Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, I understand that, but, like, you know, there's, like, a whole, like, holiday for, like, rape, like, people...
Yeah, it's called Valentine's Day.
No, okay. No, I'm talking about, like, people actually made up, like, a day. Like, they're telling girls to, like, stay inside and everything.
Here's
because,
the crazy part.
Like, I don't understand. Like,
it's actually Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a derivative of a holiday that was called Lupercalia. That was 100% based on... We can't say the R word, so I'm going to put a G in front of it. It was based off of grape and taking advantage of women and doing sacrifices and taking advantage of as many virgins to make them your wife as possible. People don't even understand that. Do you realize that even on the books, the most dangerous holiday of the year is actually Valentine's Day?
I'm not surprised. Just because, you know, people get real heartbroken, and for some reason I realize a lot of people can't handle their emotions. But I'm talking about...
That's Grape Day. That's the day that people literally go to take advantage of women. And I don't appreciate it. I don't celebrate it just for that reason. And the amount of 911 calls they get for crimes against women is higher that day than any other day of the year.
That's interesting. Well, I'm talking about, like, most recent events. Like, this is why I don't like social media. I can't even go on there without seeing something problematic. Literally just going on TikTok. Like, there is a whole thing talking about in April, there's, like, a day where, like, they're telling girls to stay inside and everything because people are literally celebrating, like, a day to, like, go after women. I don't understand why that's a thing, but... I seen it. That's why I was just like, I don't understand people.
I'm not on TikTok like that. I ain't seen that. But if I saw that, yeah.
But that's what I mean. It's just, that's why I don't agree with the whole, like, yeah, let me just go over to your crib and get drunk and, like, let's fuck. Like, no, I don't, that's weird.
It is
it's really weird.
It is weird.
It's
but
not
at the
safe.
same time, I say that, like, the Craigslist killer. When Craigslist had dating, there was only one Craigslist killer. It happened in Kansas. Okay? The POF killer. That was one POF killer, and he wasn't even, like, new to her. It was a guy and a girl that were already in a relationship, and they broke up, but he was, like, stalking her. So he created this whole profile that basically got her attention, got her to come over, and then he did something to her. Outside of that, like, there is not an influx of crimes that happen to women on like dating apps or usually on first dates. And the crazy part about it is, because I love statistics. Okay, if there is a problem, and I gotta say sorry to my Caucasian people, but it's a 92% chance, 93% chance that if it's a Caucasian male, you're in trouble. If it is an African American man, y'all are perfectly safe. As a matter of fact, the only time that there is crimes with African American males against women on dating apps, it has also been proven that is either his baby mother or his ex-girlfriend or his ex-wife.
Well, in my personal experience,
Well, you come from Killer City.
yeah, my personal experience, I just always had dudes think that they're gonna get more than that when I went over there, so I just stopped going.
Oh well, now that's a different thing. Now there is a certain type. Okay, if a man asks you to come to his house and you show up, 9 times out of 10, the thought process is you're with it.
Okay, but that's why I'm like, don't go.
True. But
Like that's why I'm just
thing.
like, don't go.
Hey,
Like,
I say the same thing, ladies. If you get flown out, understand he plans on getting he plans on getting to that. Stop letting dudes fly you out.
That's what, and that's the thing I hate too. Is like I hate that there's a stigma behind that, but at the same time, it's like really you should only be flying out people that you actually want to be like with. And that's the other thing. And that's the other thing too. I was gonna say that earlier. Like when it came to like the pretty girl thing, is like even dudes with money like don't have a personality. Like they assume that the fakeness is enough for you because you're used to it. And so they kind of give you the bare minimum, but throw all this money at you and think, okay, but she'll be happy. And it's like, no, I just can't deal with the. I just can't deal with it.
See, and that goes to show the difference between you and the masses. Let's really think about this.
I don't know if a man's gonna look at me on social media and be like, oh, I want to fly her out, and then have maybe like a couple conversations with me and then do it. That means you're gonna do that with any girl that you talk to.
Okay, so hold on, I gotta give you something on now. I agree with that 100%, right? But I ask women this exact same question in dating. Why do y'all allow strangers to take you on dates? Take you out, buy you meals, and do all it. It's a stranger. That's not what they did back in the day with grandma and grandpa. Like, they spent time at the park for hours, like, getting to know each other. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even that part. It was, I come knock on your daddy's door and say, can she come sit on the front porch? And I had to get to know you. And it would take 6 months to a year before dad was like, hey, yeah, like, you can take her out on a proper date now. Like, we had to work up to that. Whereas nowadays, women just allow anybody to take them out. And then what they don't understand is, okay, so let's say this man takes you out on a dinner. That dinner is probably going to cost at least $100.
At least, yeah.
At least. All right. How many hours of work did he put in to get that money?
I don't know. It depends on how much they get paid.
Right. So let's just say he works. Let's just say he make $20 an hour.
Okay.
That's 5 hours of hard work that he had to put in. That he's about to go spend on a total stranger, right?
For an hour.
For an hour of your time. Mm-hmm. Who has more invested, him or her?
Personally, I feel both. And hear me out on this, okay?
I'm all ears.
Only because girls will invest in like hair and nails and things like that to like look even better than what they I guess you could say usually look like. For you. So I feel like it's both an investment, because I mean, even like with me, like when I go on dates and stuff, like recently I went on a date with this guy because I've known him for a while. We went out for drinks and he paid for the meal and the drinks, and then we went to main event. I paid for the game card. It was $30. Why not? It's just like,
see, you're different. But hold up. Okay, now, but still, keep this in mind, right?
okay.
Did he go get a haircut?
No.
He didn't?
No.
Okay, 9 times out of 10, a man, even when we get ready to go, we want to get a cut, fresh fit. So yes, I say then it's even because you're gonna get your hair and your nails done.
Mm-hmm.
A man is gonna get his hair and his fit right. Okay. So that's an even kill, but he still has that 5 hours of work, and now he has to take an hour to spend an hour worth of time with you. So that's 6 hours off rip, right?
Okay.
5 hours to make the money, 1 hour to spend the money.
Okay, but that's with anything though. Even like with
is.
yourself.
No, it is. It is. But I only say this because it's always enlightening to say, okay, this is the number one reason why most men want something out of the situation because, well, at the end of the day, it's an investment.
Well, I also kind of... There's another thing, too. Again, like with the growing up thing, I feel like a lot of parents don't explain to their daughters what dating actually is.
Nobody... Well, okay, first off...
Like, let's be real.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like, does your parents ever have the dating talk with you and actually let you know what dating actually was? Because I promise you they didn't.
So my parents, I had the dating conversation, which is why I know how to properly date. Me personally, if I'm getting to know someone, you're new to me, I'm not taking you out on a date. Because I'm not going to give you girlfriend/wife privileges.
Thank you.
From day one. If I do that off rip, you should automatically know that I'm in it for something.
And that's a red flag. And that's what I try to explain to females, but they don't see it like that. They see it as like, well, if he's doing this and that, it must mean he really likes me. Like, no, he literally just met you. This is your first date. This is your first time meeting him. And you thought that you magically made this man just want to spend bread like that? No. No. I'm sorry, but no.
Men don't have a money tree where we get to just go pluck things off the tree and be like, let's just take you out. I've got all this money. It doesn't work like that. All right, hold on. Let's see. This is my son. This is my son's friend. He said... What's up, dog? Me and my friend Stuart loves the streams. Keep it up. Are your chains real? My son is 15 years old. This is absolutely hilarious. Y'all should not be watching this because you are children. And yes, the chains are real. It's like everything else he has that he gets from me. It's real. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So, in the dating aspect, the dating that's the thing is. A lot of these coming from single parent households. And the crazy part about it...
You think so?
Especially when it comes to dating, right? If it's a single mom, from my experience, and definitely being at the age I am now...
Okay.
There's so many women that put dating on hold and hide who they're dating from their children until they're empty nested, right? So you can't even... That means you're not even telling your children that you're dating. Or, like, kids are going to sleep. And then we're going to get to this conversation, which is sneaky links and situationships. All right? She got a sneaky link. Like, she's literally been single for the last 6, 7, 8, 9 years. She's got a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old kid. And this kid ain't never seen her with anybody. Because she hides that she dates, even if she does. Or, because I don't give a damn what anybody says. Everybody got needs. You fucking. That's how you ended up pregnant in the first place.
I feel like those are worried and insecure women. And I don't mean insecure as in like insecure with your body, but you're insecure within your situation. As in, you're insecure that he's probably going to not want to be with you, finding out that you're a mom. Or you're probably insecure that, okay, well, what if my kid and him don't get along? And it's one of those things where, like, I know this is a movie, but I feel like sometimes movies have good lessons. I feel like a lot of people think like a man. You don't want to invest 6 months into someone and then they meet your kid and then they're not feeling the kid. Now you just wasted 6 months. What was the point of that?
Thank you. And that's... Movies have dictated so much in dating and a relationship culture. And it's horrible because it's not real. Like... I'm sorry, but making someone wait for 90 days, and that's not going to ever happen.
My God.
That would never happen. That's not going to happen on the male side or the female side. 9 times out of 10, the female, if you're making him wait, you're calling up somebody you've already fucked. And as a man, just going to be honest, ladies, if we're waiting 90 days for you, we fucking somebody else. We are spending a wonderful date with you. We are happy to drop you off because we got a 10 p.m. dick appointment.
Right. But that's the other thing, too. When it comes to dating, I always tell people what you do with your private part is none of my business until we decide to have that conversation that we're going to be intimate. So, like, for instance, I'll go on a couple of dates. If I like you, cool. And, like, if we get to that point of, okay, I want to get intimate, I literally make mofos get tested. And you're going to wear a condom because I'm not doing that. Boy. I thought we were waiting for Freaky Friday.
We are waiting for Freaky Friday, but you said something. Look, anytime, again, this is just based off of experience. Anytime a female comes and goes, okay, well, you know, I'm ready for you to, but you gotta go get tested first. First thing that tells me no ifs, ands, or buts about it, she loves it raw. Cause you ain't finna make me go get tested to wear no motherfucking condom.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
What the fuck is the point of getting tested to put a condom on?
To prevent babies? Like, what do you mean?
Prevent babies? That's what your mouth and your stomach is for.
See, and that's the thing. I am not giving hubby privileges to. You got me messed up.
Okay, so which one is the hubby privilege? The mouth or the stomach? I already know what the answer is.
I was about to say, if you're gonna ask me that.
Exactly. Okay. So that's but hold on. I say this exact same shit, right?
Okay.
But women also at the same time expect a man to go down and eat the cookie, right?
Yes, mandatory.
See, that's mandatory.
Okay, but it's only because y'all find it mandatory for us to free your willy.
Not all of us. No. I'm just gonna be honest. Not all of us. But what I'm saying is, like, if things are going to happen, there needs to be an understanding of what the expectation of the situation is.
Yeah, called communication.
Yeah, but how many people communicate?
And that's the problem with people. That's why people in the relationships don't work out, nor does dating. Then they end up in situations and be like, how did I end up here? Because you're a dumbass.
Shit. Somebody's speaking facts in. The reason they is a dumbass is, again, it goes back to people don't have actual conversation. Mm-hmm. Conversation rules the nation. If you can't talk to the person that you are getting in a relationship with, or even a situation, like, you know why situationships happen? Is because you never opened your mouth and said, this is what it is. And I'm not talking to the women, I'm talking to the men.
Yup.
And the reason that I'm talking to the men, and I say this to so many men all the time, just like we live in a world right now where the new phrase of the new buzzword, the new lifestyle is poly, which has been around since like the beginning of time.
How did I know you were going to bring this up?
Now, the crazy part about this is, like, the number one reason that you end up in these fucked up relationships is you're not being honest. Like, okay, so you've been with your girl for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and she just found out that you are interested in other women. Like, and the crazy part about it is, this whole time that you've been interested in other women, she's been interested in women, but she's been suppressing the shit. But you just found out 10 years later. All you had to do was open your mouth and actually have a conversation with your woman and be like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want to come out of this relationship. This is where I want us to go. I'm finna lead this way. You're either with the program or you're not with the program. Marcy said gotta have communication. Yes, Marcy, gotta have communication.
You really, really do. Because even if you didn't want to have a poly relationship, and I say this with like a grain of salt just because everyone's experience with marriage is different. But me personally, I'm in like the music industry and everything. Or not like in the music industry, but like because I like do music videos and stuff. I'm surrounded by a bunch of pretty people all the time. Like, there is gorgeous women, there are gorgeous men all around me all the time. But I am looking for just one person to share my life with. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and say after a couple years, if I ran into a female that I had a really, really great connection with, that I wouldn't go to my husband and be like, hey, out of curiosity, would you ever be open to? Because I feel like that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, and like, I want someone I can live my life with, and like, for me, I wouldn't be down for a play relationship. And for me, I'm also not just out here like having threesomes or doing anything like that. Like, it would take me to have like a lot of trust with either someone to experience that with, or even like just have people around me to do that with. And that's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like for a relationship, like you said, as long as you guys communicate, it should be able to work. And
but here's the biggest issue. Here's the biggest issue, and this is what people don't really understand. Like, you could be in a whole ass poly relationship, or okay. So let's say this is me. I got a whole girl. My girl may not even be into women, but she understands that in every relationship. What's your longest relationship you've been in?
About 3 years.
Okay, in your 3 years, did that same dick just kind of get tired? Same move, same thing. He hit it the same way.
No, and it's only because I take things slow and I'm very adventurous and I like to try new things. So
okay, so you are again one of in a million. Oh, my bad. Okay, that is not the way things truly happen. Okay. Most people get into they have their favorite position. She gonna suck his dick the same way. He fuck her in the same thing. And I'm just gonna speak from the man's point of view. Mm-hmm. Even the best pussy in the world gets monotonous. It's not the greatest no more. And then as you get older, the best pussy in the world is new pussy. At the end of the day, we are super excited over, oh my God. But we don't get it like as much as people think we do. And even when you get in a relationship, when you're in a relationship, usually you take advantage of the situation at the very beginning because it's like, oh, it's available to you all the time. But then after a while, you go, oh, yeah, I know what it's like. I know what it tastes like. I know what it feels like. I know what it look like. She ain't giving up as much. I got a headache, girl. I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. So the dynamic of what happens at home is a little different. So later on, you're now in this relationship and your girl is truly in tune with you. Truly in tune. And she goes, I know that I make you happy in life. And I know that we have amazing sex. Mm-hmm. But I know that if you go out and get another girlfriend or someone on the side, which most men do any damn way, whether you like it or not, at least if he's honest and you're with it, even if she's not into you, guess what happens? It's like rejuvenation to the relationship, to the family dynamic, to whatever the situation is. And the crazy part about it is, as much as women say that they would never share or they would never allow another woman to be with their man, I can speak for myself because I've proven it more than a few times. That is not the truth. I don't know what it is about women seeing their man with another woman that turns y'all on. And if she likes women, it's even crazier.
See, I'm a little, like you said, I'm different. So like for me, I like to role play every now and again. So you know, it's not necessarily seeing him with another woman. For me,
He needs some milk.
Shut up, fool. Anyway, it's not necessarily seeing him with other women for me. It's more so just knowing that my man got it like that. Like, you know, like if we go into a bar and we pretend like we don't know each other and I see a bunch of girls coming up to hit on you, it's like, damn, I know my man's sexy. Like, I already knew you were sexy, but now it's like, now I got other females letting me know, yeah, my man's sexy as fuck. And it's like, yeah. And it's not, I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but I feel like just like what you said, like after a while, like it gets like tiring or whatever, like you get bored or whatever. It's like a nice reminder, like nah, like look at what you got. Like other people are literally begging for that, and you got that.
And this is the crazy part, which is a good thing. Like in so many cases, that's actually called relationship anxiety. And what it does is, in most cases, that gives women anxiety to know, like, you won't date a man that other women don't find attractive.
Ooh, no, that's not true.
So you will date an ugly dude.
I have in my past, yes.
That other women didn't find attractive.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I say, like, I feel like you can't say, like, no women would find that attractive because, I mean, there's women that you wouldn't find pretty that other men find pretty. So I feel like there's always somebody for somebody. So, yeah, I have dated men that were, I guess, people would say under my, level.
Okay, but this is the thing. How long did you keep him?
I kept it for a while.
How long is a while?
I mean, I was in high school, so how long is a while in high school?
So
like 6 months to a year.
You don't even know what dating is in high
6
school.
months
That
to a
don't
year.
count. That's some fake shit. In high school, it could just be the fact that he had a cool personality. Shit, you was probably 4'2".
Actually, no, I've been 4'8" ever since I was like 12.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, would you date an ugly dude now?
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Hear me out. It's kind of been moving to that point.
Okay, but why? But why?
Because like, this is like the one thing I hate, but also love about pretty men, right? I like that you're confident. I like knowing that like you can be cocky sometimes, but when being pretty is your whole personality, I can't deal with that.
Okay,
like if you take longer showers,
stop dating Morris Chestnuts.
Oh, I'm not.
That's a pretty man. That's not a man. I said a man, like an attractive man, a handsome man is not a pretty man. A pretty man he lives just like the female does with pretty privilege. He's slanging dick all throughout the city. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay, but that's what I mean. But like that, like it's one thing to be like confident and humble, but it's another thing to be confident and like super cocky, and that's what I mean. So it's like, of course, I don't mind dating a pretty man, whatever. But it's like there's a sense to them that they feel as if they can have, or not even like they feel like they can, because I know they can. They can basically have whatever, whenever. But because of that, they kind of have a God complex sometimes. And I really don't like the God complex.
So again, that goes back to that's pretty privilege. And there are certain men that get pretty privilege.
Okay, but then
like,
that's every cute guy though.
That's like, my black ass could never run around talking about I got pretty privilege. That would never fucking happen. Because I'm on my best day, I'm a 6. But you got these niggas 6 foot tall, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", with a 6-pack, driving their nice cars. They make a half decent living, right? And they at the club every fucking weekend, slashing everything they possibly can. And who's stopping them?
Not me.
Thank you. Nobody. Right? And the crazy part is they could be in the club every single week and they see the same chicks every single week and the same chicks bring their new girlfriends, right? And guess what? They still get hit. And they think that, well, I'm going to be the difference. I'm the one that's going to change him. And at the end of the day, it's like, no, you're not. And I could be standing right there next to the same motherfucker going, if you just came over here, you would be taken care of. I'd actually keep your ass. I'm not just finna fuck you, right? But they don't look at that. It just doesn't happen. They want, why does Trey Songz get what Trey Songz get?
Isn't he gay?
Huh?
Isn't Trey Songz gay?
Gay?
I thought Trey Songz was gay.
Hell no, that motherfucker out here fucking everything under the sun, peeing on him, pooping on him. This motherfucker, supposed based off of some of the females that I talked to, especially back in the day when we were touring together, This motherfucker come like 10, 12 times in a row. He just stacking them up, knocking them down.
That's nasty. Does he not have respect for his penis? Like, why would you... I mean, if your penis was that great, why do you want to put it in everything that walks?
So let me explain something to you as a man.
You just don't care.
No, that too. But there's
see.
it's twofold. No, it's twofold. It's twofold. Okay. If you, right now,
Yeah.
said, call in this number, the first 10 people to call, I'm gonna fuck, is this phone line gonna blow up?
I would really hope not, but if it did, ew.
But it would. Okay? And then we could go, boom. All right, the first 10 chicks that call in, get this dick. You know how fast this phone gonna ring? It's not. Okay? So for Trey Songz, right? Because when he was growing up, guaranteed he wasn't Trey Songz. He was just who he was.
Okay.
And then he gets to a point to where he's Trey Songz. So, just a statistic that's sitting out there right now. Men between the ages of 18 and 33 are still virgins or have only had one sexual partner. If you take that same demographic and put it on women, the average is they've had 17 partners. So by the time you become a Trey Songz, and they're like literally chucking it at you like you the quarterback,
Yeah.
he's sitting there just like this. That's why the neighbors can hear him. That's why he got songs like that.
Horrible.
We have to work for it in every. So even just like you said, I mean, you said it. How many dates do they need to take you out on before you realize, or before you say, okay, I'm gonna give it to you?
There's not a certain amount of dates. It's just if I want to fuck you, then I'll fuck you.
Correct, but you have to have like the feeling of the situation, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I have to have a connection with someone. If I don't connect with you, I can't fuck you.
Have you ever gone out on a date with a man that you never ended up having sex with?
Yes.
Okay, you know how many men will take a woman out on a date that he will never have sex with?
A lot.
None. We want to fuck all of you. The number one reason we take you on a date is because we want to fuck you. If we don't want to fuck you, we're not going out with you. Point blank, period.
Well,
we are 100% taking you out on a date because we want your vagina.
Well, sucks to be you, because nope. That's why I don't.
Exactly.
Look. But this is why I don't allow men to be taking me out like that. Like, literally, I remember, all right, for instance, there was this guy when I used to work at O'Reilly's, okay? He came.
O'Reilly's?
Yeah, I used to work at O'Reilly's.
That's different, okay.
Um,
Something would have been broke with my car all the goddamn time. I need a part.
Yeah, that's,
I need a bolt. I need a jack.
I did bring in a lot of customers.
I need some oil.
But
a new car.
When I used to work at O'Reilly's, there was a Culver's right next door, right? And so guys would ask me all the time, let me take you on a date, let me do this. They were buying me stuff and bringing it to the store, and I was just like, no. But there's this one guy that I had met while I was just out and about. We ended up making a really great connection, and I was like, I want to go out with you, but I'm kind of nervous because, again, I just have really bad trust issues. I'm not doing that. So I was just like, perfect. Meet me at Culver's. You literally just spend $6 on me. And we had a really great time. And then we ended up going on a date after that. We ended up just going to the park. And then we had a paint date after that. Like, I really...
You know the crazy part?
I like cheap dates.
You know what one of my best dates was ever in all of life? It ended up, what thought was to be a meet and greet turned into like a whole ass date. We met at Barnes & Noble's. We were stuck in that bitch for 6 hours. We closed the bitch down. The conversation was just that good. Like, the chemistry was great. It was amazing. And it happened at Barnes & Noble's.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had those parked convo dates?
If I meet somebody, we're always meeting at the park. Mm-hmm. I would prefer to meet at the park because that tells me two things about you. One, it has nothing to do with alcohol and food, which means you're not worried about me taking you out. Two, we have to actually have a conversation and get to know each other, which in doing that lets me know you're truly interested in something significant. Exactly. If it must revolve around having a drink or food, I know you're not interested in me as a person.
Yep. Pretty much, yeah. That's why I'm like, no, we can, I like those parked conversations, like where you just like smoking a blunt and you're like looking at the stars and everything. Those are my favorite.
Can't go wrong with it. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna jump to this next one.
Okay. Also, thank you for complimenting me on my braids.
Yeah, so that's Jack. I'm gonna call my goddamn son. It's past your bedtime too. What? It is 11:30 at night in Missouri. Take your ass to sleep. But yes, thank you for compliments. Your braids are fire. He said.
Thank you.
Freaking Jack. That. How about you? You ain't 6'4".
Oh.
Fucking 15 years old. All right.
I've had people lie to me about their age and their height. I'm not surprised.
Just a minute ago, you gonna say women scare me. Help me. How am I help? That's your daddy's job. That's not my job.
You know what was crazy? When I was a stripper, I had dudes that were like nerds in college that were like really nervous to talk to girls that would come and like pay me to show them how to talk to females.
Okay, do you do again? There's a reason like strip clubs. You know why strip clubs make so much money? Is because that's just it. Think like really think about this. It is the lack of attention that men get from women is why the sex industry makes so much money. Because if strip clubs, if women stopped stripping, mm-hmm. and men started stripping, would women go and fill the same strip clubs in the exact same rate as the way men do?
No.
Thank you.
I know that for a fact.
Because you have plenty of your DMs get you access. You just going out the house get you access to men at a high rate, right?
Yeah.
Which I say this to women that are in a relationships, and it doesn't matter. Even the most busted fat chick still gets more attention than the average. No, than the most attractive dude.
Yeah. There was a big girl at the strip club. There was a guy who brought her a new pair of shoes every time he came because she'd break her heels on stage.
Yeah, the biggest girl, biggest, ugliest girl in the club gets more attention than Idris Elba, the Michael B. Jordans, even the Morris Chestnuts of the world. It's a damn shame. Motherfucker, females is...
Pussy runs the world. Woo.
That's the thing. It literally does, just differently, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, like, pussy was the most... So, back in the day where you were a virgin till you were married, that was the most valuable thing in the world. You got to look at it. Kings, literally, gave parts of kingdoms, gave land, gave control, gave power, gave strength, just to get the vagina, to make that untouched vagina a queen. Whereas today, the value on vagina, well, I showed you one. Somebody trying to just sell it to me now.
Well, I feel like it's 50-50, only because even though kings were still paying that much for like the virgins and stuff, or like to combine kingdoms and everything, they still had whorehouses. So they still had servants and stuff that they would fuck in the meantime. So correct. You can't really...
But there's a difference. Which goes to even the poly lifestyle.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, let's say you're wifey.
Okay.
I pay your bills.
Okay.
I take care of you.
Okay.
You have my children. You're in my will. You're in my trust. You get the businesses. You get the kingdom. You get to tell everybody what to do. And you are the one that I'm taking out that looks absolutely amazing. Right?
Okay.
While she just gets fucked.
Okay.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
There's a huge difference. Which is why I say to even women, y'all players, y'all literally allow women that ain't shit take your position.
No. And I think I heard your question wrong when you were just like, is there a difference? And I was like, yes. I was trying to say like, I feel like there's a difference when it comes to that. I mean, for the simple fact of like,
You're a queen. He just fucked her.
yeah, but I'm a queen even without you. And that's the difference.
No. That's actually never true.
No, but it is.
How?
Because
How?
there's
Because you
queens that run kingdoms all the time.
Where? Name one.
I mean, I don't know the history lesson right now, but I'm just saying.
So, no, this is the craziest part.
I'm not talking about in back in the day. I'm talking about now.
Yeah, I'm talking about right now too.
I can build my own kingdom and run it. I don't need a king to be a queen. I don't need a man to be a leader. I don't need a man to be someone that people look up to or follow or listen to.
Here's the bad part about that. Unfortunately, as much as we say that, there's a caveat to that. And the reason there's a caveat to that is...
Why?
Any man at any point in time could literally come and just take everything from you, and you can't stop him.
How?
Okay, so if you have your own kingdom...
Yeah.
And you earn all this stuff, and you create this kingdom, and you got gold, and you got riches, and you got money, and you got all that.
Okay.
Okay. Can a man easily come and just take your shit?
Only if you allow him to.
No, he can physically just come take it.
If I have a kingdom, I have protectors, so no.
But we see, here's where we have to ask the question: who's protecting you, men or women?
Either or can protect you, to be honest.
Okay, so if right now we're looking at potentially having World War III, are you gonna send all your girlfriends to go fight China and Russia? Or are you gonna send a bunch of niggas like me?
That's up to the United States.
No,
I personally don't care. If you want to go fight,
you're the queen.
If I'm the queen, I'm telling you, if you want to go fight, go fucking fight.
But as the queen, you have to make that decision. Are you sending your girlfriends? Or are you sending these rugged, rough, and tough niggas?
I'm sending whoever feels like they are rough and tough enough to fight, because there's even men out there who don't feel like they are rough and tough enough to fight. So why am I about to send some scrawny little boy out there when I got jacked up Jill over here ready to pound a nigga to the ground?
Okay, so then we have to go this route. Who makes the majority of the military and the police force in the world today?
I don't know.
97% men, 3% women.
Okay.
How many women are currently in control of any kingdoms currently today?
I don't know.
Because there are none. And the reason that there aren't
There has to be some.
Where? You would know. And
not necessarily.
I have a daughter, right? So I'm all about women empowerment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I would never lie to my daughter and be like, one day you can be a queen. Because traditionally, which still abides to this day, you can't become a queen without marrying a king. You would stay a queen if your king dies.
Selena Gomez is a queen.
Selena Gomez? What's she the queen of?
So far, pretty much the industry of, like, media. Tell me I'm wrong.
We talking like real queen, or are we talking like that's just the title she gave herself?
No, like, she's all over. She's done music. She's done movies. She's been in shows. She models. Like, she's literally the queen of media right now. She basically runs the business. She even has her own makeup brand.
Okay, but
and
so
she's
does
getting
Kim
a clothing
Kardashian,
brand.
But that doesn't make her a queen.
No. But the difference is that Selena Gomez went from the bottom up. Kim Kardashian had her mama sell a sex tape. There's a difference. So a queen isn't necessarily not always about what you have. It's also about how you carry yourself.
Someone said Selena Gomez is the queen of Justin Bieber.
Tell your kids to go to sleep. Because you know what? I'm getting tired of them.
Marcy said you do need a man, though.
Hear me out. I never said I don't need a man. I personally just said that I can go pretty far in my life without one. And I say that for the simple fact of I feel like anyone that comes into your life should enhance it, make it better. It shouldn't deprive you from anything or hold you back from anything. And so I feel like nowadays, as much as I would like to share my life with a man and allow him to lead and learn and all this other stuff.
She also has her own cookware.
Huh?
Who is this Selena Gomez? I need to look this motherfucker up.
See, exactly. Selena Gomez is literally that girl. Like, you need to look her up. She's amazing.
No, but
what I'm saying is basically like, I never said that women didn't need men, and I never said that men didn't need women, because we were put on this earth to complement each other. I know there's a reason why we all need each other, but the thing is currently a lot of men are not trustworthy enough to be able to lead. And I'm sorry, but I will hold off on being in a relationship or being married to a man if that means the right one comes along. So, I mean...
Okay, so I'm looking at Selena Gomez. She's 30. Mm-hmm. But when I say queen, I mean actual literal queen. Let's see what her net worth is.
Go for it.
Little old 95 million. No, that is not nothing nowadays. That's not. She's not even. She's not. She's she's less than a third of Beyonce.
Look up Beyonce's worth. I've never looked up Beyonce's. Let me see.
Beyonce's $500 million.
$500 million?
Mm-hmm. Beyonce's net worth right now is exactly 500 million.
Wow.
So that's what. This is where that would be queen status, partial queen status, right?
I guess Beyonce's been slacking hard lately.
Well, see, and that's the thing is people say that Beyonce's been slacking, but you know what Beyonce's doing?
Relaxing.
She's being exactly what she needs to be. A queen. A queen doesn't do it. She stands behind her man, which is who?
I don't know. The big nose brother.
Jay-Z. Exactly. Okay?
He's so ugly.
You know what Jay-Z's net worth is?
No. 800 million less than her husband.
Correct. So if it's 800 million, that's 1.3 billion is where he sits at.
That's cool. Like I said, I'm more than happy to let a man come into my life and lead me, but most of y'all are not it.
Well, okay, so how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. So you do realize that most men don't come into and hit their financial stride until 40 to 45.
I understand that, but you can lead without money. And that's the other thing that I really wish men would get in their heads. Like,
well, no, we say that, right? But I want you to think about something.
Okay.
We're going to go back to Selena Gomez.
Okay.
The number one reason we said Selena Gomez was based off of what she's accomplished. Like, and in the world we live in, we are 100% based off of our accomplishments, and that's the difference between true kings and queens. Kings and queens are those that accomplish anything, and yes, it does go a lot beyond actual money. As a man, and this is the message that I put out there on a regular basis, safety, security, provision. A woman should never have to worry about the roof over her head, the food that goes in her mouth, and whether or not she is safe. If you can't provide just those things, like right now, again, with the World War III thing,
Mm-hmm.
Russia, the first thing Russia did to Ukraine was cut their power. If, let's say, all this shit went off right now,
Okay.
money also disappears, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now what does a man have to offer you?
Well, I know how to create a generator.
You can't create a generator because, again, they're going to remove all of those things. If all the power went out,
I can start a fire.
Correct. You know how to start a fire, but for £98. What if I'm the big bad wolf and I decide to try to manhandle you?
Guns, knives.
But do you have those? I'm talking right now. Right now. Lights go out. They're never coming back on.
Boy, I will fucking... I will run so fast.
Exactly.
Like, there's scissors right there on that desk.
That's what I'm saying. In the world that we live in today, and this is the thing. And this is almost where we're going back to, because everything that... It has been proven that there was electricity back in the days of the Egyptians.
Okay.
And pyramids. They call them flying... They had airplanes then. They have even things that show that they had airplanes and they were flying then.
Okay.
Right? At some point in time, unfortunately, this shit is going to fail.
Okay.
And I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna put us back to our primitive ways. And you are so correct, and I will give you that 1,000,000%. Men aren't men anymore.
Yeah.
Men aren't protecting women.
Yeah.
Men aren't providing for their women.
Nope.
They're not taking care of their children.
Nope.
They're literally out chasing the bag. And what I've seen in the last 10 years more than anything in my 43 years is more women acting the same way. They're chasing the bag. So you got two people, both sexes, chasing the proverbial bag. According to everyone, they're queens, he's a king, but at the end of the day, they don't have a pot to piss in.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I feel like, well, I can't even say that there's a difference because I know that there's men out there who can take care of a family and also chase a bag, same as women. But again, women are only chasing the bag for a sense of security because we can't be confident or secure within the men in our life. So again, it all trails back to men. So it's kind of like you guys say all the time, oh, I love an independent woman, but she's...
No man says that.
Hold on.
No man says that.
Hold on, let me finish. I said men all day will preach, like, you know, I love to feel needed, but I also like an independent woman to where I don't always have to, like, worry about her and stuff, you know? Because, you know, some men don't like a really, really needy, clingy woman, whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm an independent woman, but I'm known to be too independent sometimes, right?
Okay, so I have a question for that. Because that is my biggest debate online.
Okay, what?
What does independent mean?
So basically, independent means is basically whatever a man can offer me besides like impregnating myself, like, which I mean I can do that too if I just go to like the hospital or something. But like, you know what I mean? Like I can't just, you know, basically whatever like a man can do for me, I can do for myself. So like if you want to spoil me,
independent, or does that make you self-sufficient?
And that's the thing that's what I'd be trying to figure out, because I believe being independent is just being self-sufficient. Like, if I needed to fix something around the house, I'd be able to do it. I wouldn't need your help all the time. If I, you know, like if something was to happen when you weren't around, I wouldn't need your help all the time because I'd be able to handle it. And to me, I feel like that's, huh?
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Free from outside control, not depending on another person's authority. Okay, so... Or not depending on another for a livelihood. Okay, so right. So what's...
So independent, neither one of these would describe what the proverbial woman today says is independent. And the reason, like as men never say they want an independent woman. And if they do, it's a man that has no idea what the hell he's talking about, and he's always saying shit that he thinks women wants to hear.
Right.
Right? As a man, I don't want this because this isn't real. And the reason that I say that is you pay rent.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So you are dependent upon someone to provide you a roof over your head. Same thing for me. You go to a grocery store, do you grow your own food?
I mean, it could go both ways. Sometimes I grow my own fruit, sometimes I don't.
But for the most part, we go to grocery stores or we go out to eat. So we don't provide our own. Like everything about this, we require all of this. No one in the United States, actually no one in any part of the country or the world is this word. We are self-sufficient, as in like we can do for ourselves and we can do those things. Mm-hmm. But this word, when it's used like that, is like it's words have meaning, and they have definitions, and we use it in such a horrible way. Like our children are 100% not independent because they require parenting. We are their sustenance. We are their knowledge base. We are the roof over their head. Like they can't do shit for themselves. All right, but as adults, we're self-sufficient. That's it. We pay our own bills. We do all that. But this is the thing. Remove men from it. And I think that's the problem of the world in 2023 is we're trying to pit men against women all the time and tell you need to do this without a man or you can do this without a man. But I also say this. At what point in time do men ever sit around and say we can't do this without a woman or we're doing this without a woman? it doesn't come out of our mouths. Like, we don't say things like that because it's we
No,
love
you
you
guys.
and we want
No,
you
you guys
and
would
we
say
want to
that's
keep
a
you.
girl thing. That's a woman thing. So people make it to a point where you guys don't do things because they make it sound sexist as fuck.
But that's what I'm saying. Think about this. What you're saying is sexist. When women say those things, that is the epitome of being sexist. But if a man says it, then they say we're sexist or a misogynist and all that. But that's the thing, is like, we don't say that because we know we want and live. And here's the crazy part. Think about what you said. The only thing you can't do is have kids without a man. But then you said you can. But at the same time, no, you can't, because it still takes a man to go and put his semen in that vial, which then that company has to give to you to then put inside of you, right? In order for that to happen. The point is, men need women and women be. Huh? The point is, men need women and women be. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know, but like I said, that's why I said in the beginning. I never said that women didn't need men and men didn't need women. All I'm saying is, currently, men just aren't men anymore. So sadly, women have to take over that manly role, I guess you would say it was, to have a sense of security and take care of themselves, because we can't rely on y'all to take care of us. And like, no offense, you not understand the amount of dudes I see get their ass beat. Like, okay, let's talk about it. I'm not even trying to bring this up, but I could talk about my past trauma. Um,
Let's talk about it.
yeah, let's talk about it. I basically had an essay situation. Okay, I had someone that I trusted or whatever asleep right next to me, and someone came in and basically tried to take advantage of me. Right? Didn't work out because I woke up and caught him. But the thing is like, I kept telling myself, I can't be upset because, we were all drunk and this and that. But at the same time, it's like, you guys want us to put our trust into a man, which means I can't really make excuses for him either. So it gets to the point where it's like, okay, so I'm out in public. I'm in the scenery. I'm doing, whatever. I have people that I feel like I can trust around me, and then come to find out I can't. And then on top of it, come to find out that dude later on ended up beating the crap out of that guy, and it was just kind of like, okay, so now what?
So
So again, like, you guys want us to have faith in you so badly, but you guys never really give us a reason to do so.
okay, so here we have to look at a couple of different things first and foremost, right?
I'm just saying.
Is in dating, in relationships, one thing, the biggest word, someone posted it on their Facebook today, and I agree 100%. The biggest thing that we have to learn how to do is, the key word is accountability. A lot of times, unfortunately, like, half of the people that get in the relationships that they get into don't trust their own decision making because they choose bad men. And there are a lot of, for everything good, I say there's two things bad. For everything good, there are usually going to be two things bad. And the two things bad, which is why I'm an actions over words person, is you have to show me. I don't listen to shit anybody says. Is because if you can't show me that you are who you say you are and that you can do what you say you do, then there's no reason for me to fuck with you. And there's a reason that there's a saying that when men lie, women buy. Men can say everything under the sun to get you to buy into them. And unfortunately, so many times women buy into it. And then when it doesn't work out, it's, oh, the man. No. At some point in time, you have to stop going off of what he says and look at what he does. And that is one of the biggest things that I preach even to my daughter. Trina, she said the point of men need women and women be. Women need men. Men only say you can't do this without a man. It's not the fact that we say you can't do this without a man. It's what happens is there are certain situations where it becomes, again, the war of the sexes. It's men versus women. And a woman says something basically to try to downplay his role. And then 9 times out of 10, just a man being a man, he usually spouts out something logical and truthful, which a lot of times women don't want to hear. But it's a fact, and it's usually along the lines, well, you could have did that without such and such. Jack Daddy said, "Can you wait 3 years for me?"
No.
Got a crush on you. Natalia is laughing her ass off, and then Trina said, "Yep, I agree." Male perspective.
Okay, but I also can't really say that only for the simple fact of there are literally men out there that will treat you like a whole queen, but like you said, will have something on the side. Like I've known people who like live double lives and stuff, so I can't really sit there and say I can follow their action because again, it's all about the scenario and what happens. Because you could say all day, well, I'm gonna act like this and I'm gonna do this, but then when the situation comes into play, you just sit there. Because even to this day, the dude that I talked to and everyone around him knows about what happened. You know, they're still hanging around that man, right?
And again, no one hold. I'm gonna give you some personal information. Okay.
Okay.
I have an older brother. Older brother has 16 children. He takes care of none of his children. Point blank. Period. Okay. He also puts his hands on women. Every wife that he has ever been around and he has put his hands on, and I was there, I whooped his ass.
Okay.
I was in Vegas with people that I hardly knew. It was a married couple. Mm-hmm. We all went to the strip club, left the strip club. They brought strippers back to the room. Okay. They were having a threesome. Him, his wife, and one of the strippers.
Handle.
Okay. He ended up putting his hands on his wife for who knows what reason. Huh? I beat the fuck out of him. Yeah, it's your wife, but still, you don't put your hands on a female. That's the difference between what men were, what men used to be. I had a man in my life growing up, so I know what it means to be a man and how you're supposed to be a man. And my job is to protect you as a woman. It doesn't matter if you're my woman or just a random, regular woman on the street. That is my pure job. That is intent. Which goes right in hand with what Trina's saying. Women don't say you won't make it without a woman, but men do. When men say you won't make it without a man is, unfortunately, there's something that is overlooked, point blank, period, by this entire world, especially in the modern day. Who created homes? Who created fires? Who created technology? Who created even your tampon? Men have created a world that has been made completely comfortable for not only men, but women to use. As a matter of fact, the man created the tampon because his wife had horrible periods. And he no longer wanted to see his wife go through that. So there's a different thing. And then like with men living double lives. A conversation that was also again just had on Facebook is biblical. It was everything was about something biblical, right? And someone literally said something about, so it was about Nick Cannon. The post was about Nick Cannon and his 12 children.
Oh, here we
and
go.
his 6 different women. And their response was, why is everybody complaining about a man with 6 women where the women aren't complaining? The women are happy. The women are taken care of. The children are taken care of. From Mariah Carey all the way down to this last one. Right? No one is complaining about that. And over history, from Moses to Jesus, because people don't even realize, Jesus had 2 wives. Both of them's name was Mary. There was 3 Marys that they spoke of in the Bible. His mom, Mary Magdalene, which was an ex-prostitute, and then Mary, the mother of his children. And it's all spoken of. Men have had multiple wives since the beginning of time. What people don't understand is that the conversation about multiple wives, or the fact that men, their entire goal, their entire thing that God said do is go out and multiply. How do you do that? You give one man to 100 women, he'll replenish the world. If you give 100 men to one woman, we're dying off. That's not. That's just the way it is. It's one of the few double standards that a man in life has that women don't. It sucks, but if we go to it, can you go to the club, drink for free, get in for free? Well, are you more likely to find a sugar daddy before I find a sugar mama? Due to affirmative action, a job will hire you before they hire me.
You think so?
Just due to affirmative action alone. And if you go into STEM, so science, technology, engineering, any of those jobs, doctors, any of those, because they will pay you. They're paying you to come and get in those fields because of affirmative action, and it's overran by men, and women don't want those jobs. So they're literally paying you. They're paying for your schooling and everything to give you those jobs. That's a double standard. Whereas me, no ifs, ands, buts about it. I got to go pay that $300,000, get all the school loans and do all that to get that job. But they're willing to give it to you.
No, because I know plenty of guy nurses got their schooling paid for.
Because nurses are usually overran by who?
I don't know.
Women. The more nurses are women than men. So then a man, that's a double standard. The man, they will literally say, hey, please come be a nurse. We need men because of affirmative action and the equal opportunity. It has to be equal. So because of that, just like if you go to any job and it's a whole bunch of white people and my black ass walks in, 9 times out of 10, finally we got one. Yep, we're giving him the job. But he's not qualified, but he's black. He's black, and they won't fucking fuck with us anymore. It literally happens.
I thought they created nurses because you can't rely on doctors to actually take care of their patients. And that's why they hired a bunch of women, because women were natural caregivers in the first place. Because we can't really rely on men for that anyway.
Correct. That's why most nurses are women, because women are nurturing. But because of affirmative actions and equal opportunity, they literally do everything they can to ask men to go into those fields, which is the same thing with STEM, anything STEM. They're literally begging women to come get into those jobs because it's overran by men. And it's like that. And so there's oil fields in Texas right now. They would love to hire a woman, but women don't want to go in those jobs. There are warehouses. There's construction. Like, that's why all the front office workers and all that stuff, 9 times out of 10, they are quick to hire a woman just like that. Because at the end of the day, that business could literally be shut down by the federal government because they don't have female employees. So when it comes to hospitals, if they don't have any male nurses, now you're looking at the fact of discrimination. Exactly, Trish, is to cover their asses. Marcy says, I know women engineers that are always employed and paid serious cash. Correct. There was an article that came out about a woman who went to go become a plumber. And as a plumber, she didn't physically have the strength to even get the bolt off of the pipe as the test. So technically she failed. But they passed her because they literally, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, needed to hire a woman for that particular plumbing job. Otherwise, they were fucked.
But see, and I feel like that's where the stigma or all stigmatism comes in. I really hate that. Because to me, personally, like when I was, doing my mechanic job and everything, there was times where I wasn't strong enough to do certain things, but there's times where there's dudes that aren't strong enough to do it either. So that's why it's kind of like, I understand like you're doing it just because she's a woman, but at the same time, you're kind of fucking yourself over, not only for yourself, but for her as well. Because not only is she now not being fully prepared for that job, but let's say, later on, there is a girl that's actually able to turn that bolt. Now you don't you're not gonna hire her because you already hired another female, and now you have this stigmatism of, well, she couldn't do it, why would she be able to do it? But you literally hired somebody knowing that she wasn't able to do it, and now you're basing it off of that. And that's what I don't like, because that's the same thing when it comes to like the racial thing. Like even at my current job, not to throw any company names out there, but OA, they literally won't pay people higher if they speak Spanish, because apparently so many people here speak Spanish. But it kills me because anytime I get a phone call, there's no one in my office that can speak Spanish. Okay, I don't see why you wouldn't pay them higher, but all right.
Again, it's there are so many double standards that are out there. There's no longer a standard. Back in the day, you had a standard for being a mechanic. You had a standard for being a nurse. You had a standard for STEM. You had a standard for cooks. Those have been done away with. And again, I blame a lot of this on our current government. And I will say this.
I agree.
And I'll say this till I'm blue in the face.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you have to be an independent woman, or any other woman, as they say, independent, self-sufficient, is because of the government. When the government released the slaves, okay, guess what? That's where taxes really started to kick in. Because it's like, if we're going to release them, we need to get our money back. So they started taxing every single person as a human being and created the Social Security number. Now, in that fight, women actually were the ones that joined to fight to have black men and black women in the workplace, because they initially were not allowed to work at all. Now, in our current government, our current history books, they call that women's suffrage. It's bullshit. It was actually women fighting for black men and black women to have equal rights to men, because the way the Constitution reads is men and women are equal, but black men and black women were by no means equal to the actual Caucasian man. Mm-hmm. Right? It had nothing to do with the fact that the woman wasn't equal to the man. It was actually had every single thing to do with black men and black women, because they were released as slaves. Right? The crazy part about that too is there's something else that was invoked that people don't talk about it, and people don't read books to get the knowledge to know that. Mm-hmm. You realize that our slave owners actually had multiple wives, and they had to get rid of their multiple wives in order for them to actually pay taxes and have all human beings pay taxes. And then women at that point in time owned slaves and land and properties, and all that they swear didn't happen actually was one of the primary sources, and women have always been the primary sources of income and working and the work field, because what people don't realize is in the Civil War, 40% of all men were killed? And World War I, 30% of all men were killed? Who do you think ran this country? In World War II, Vietnam, these are women that actually ran this country and took over and did things. Women chose not to vote and do those different things, not because men told them not to, is because back then is when they started putting the selective service, which at 18 years old, did you have to register with the government to have to go to war?
When I was 18?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Correct. We as men do. And if we don't, it's actually a felony. So what happened was they gave them the opportunity. Hey, we want you guys to vote, but we have to carry the responsibility of war. And then at the time, they were creating firemen and police. So you had to basically do your community service of working at the fire station and being a police officer, which is where, remember back in the day when it was 911, but you said click, 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 and hello, this is it. Those are women that chose to actually vote because they decided to also give that community service to work for either the fire department or the police department. But it's the thing of responsibility until the late 40s, early 50s, where they then removed, you can vote, And we're going to remove selective service. You no longer have to work for the police. You don't have to give your time to the fire departments. And then everyone as a whole, including African Americans, were then given the right to vote. It was never about holding women back. There was never a women's suffrage. It is 100% in every history book. It's the fact that people don't read that the number one thing that says women were being held down and the bra burnings and all those things that would happen in the feminist movement had zero to do with women. It had everything to do with black men and black women being treated equally to those of every other race in the world that we live in today. So as we go through this, like this movement where we're currently in, me personally, I hate the fact that you or any other woman has to, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, work to provide for themselves. Has to go out and do everything that a man has to do and stress yourself out, and then in the world, because of said things and for tax purposes, to make money for a government that doesn't give shit about us, you have more single moms, single fathers. We're working our asses off like nonstop for reasons that we shouldn't even have to. It sucks. And I think they lie to us so much, and they lie to especially women so much, that it fucking sucks, because right now we're living in a world where it's literally men versus women. Men say this, women say this. Men say this, women say this. Men say this, women say this. Right? But the crazy part is, and I say this all the time, you can Google it right now. There's this whole thing called the she-economy. The government has been creating the she-economy because women hold 75% of the debt, and the longer a woman is single, the more money they spend. The more the single woman is, the more money she spends. Married women spend less money. So they literally call, you can see it right here, the rise of she-economy, women's impact on business, about she-economics, summits, rise of the she-economy. It's all over. Have you heard about the she-economy?
No.
Correct. None of you guys have. Because for the most part, let's just be honest. If I sat here and started talking statistics over the next 20 minutes, how much would you be able to keep up with?
Honestly, I would just zone out and I wouldn't hear anything you said after about 5 minutes.
Because when you start talking numbers and this is what's going on, yeah, most women zone out.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just something I'm not really interested to learn right now.
Well, it's not. But the crazy part is you should be, because they're playing on you. They're literally playing on you.
Well,
they're teaching you things, and they're teaching young women and young men all of these different things to literally get you to stay in exactly like where you're at. They don't want us to grow, because, which is why they're breaking apart the literal family right now. They don't want men and women getting married. They don't want men and women having babies, making kids, and being happy. They want us single as shit because they make money off of us.
I don't know. I enjoy being single, and I don't spend a lot of money, so I feel like that's just the person. I don't think that has to do with the gender or anything.
Well, okay. Think about this. If a man is single, who's he spending his money
on? Either himself or someone he wants to fuck.
All right. How many men want to fuck?
Everyone.
All right. So how many men are spending sex on?
I don't know. Probably all of them.
Thank you. So even the men that are sitting around in their mama's basement right now, masturbating, what are they masturbating to?
Porn.
Okay. What's the number one grossing business in the world?
Porn.
So if you keep that man single and he's not getting any vagina, guess what he goes to?
Porn.
All right. Now, if a woman stays single, and we'll go ahead and remove you from this.
Okay.
Okay. 9 times out of 10, that woman is spending money on her looks, the makeup industry.
Mm.
You have a girls' night out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not you. But do girls have girls' night out?
Yeah.
Do clubs have ladies' nights?
Yeah.
Do clubs have guys' night?
Oh no.
Thank you. So when you actually start to look at it, you see how they literally cater to our literally what is natural to us as men and women. They literally are catering to us in the natural things. Naturally, men chase women. So as long as a man is single, he's going out, he's chasing everything under the sex industry, from strip clubs to porn hubs to the nightclub. We're spending money on you. All your drinks are free. You get free entry into the door, right?
No.
But before you go out, you got to get your hair done, your nails done, you getting this. And then, like, what is the biggest rave in the world today? Starts in B, ends in L. BBLs.
Oh, I think they're so ugly.
Thank you. But how many women are getting BBLs?
Honestly, too many. And I wish they would stop. I can't turn around and not think I saw the same person I saw 20 minutes ago.
So what happens is it's literally just it's a hamster wheel, and we're all running into this, and then we already know. Okay, what are the city girls talking about?
I don't know. I'm not a city girl.
No, the music.
I don't listen to city girls.
Oh, you ain't never heard of city girls?
No, I've heard of them. I just don't listen to them.
Okay, but we know that they talk about buy me this and buy me that and fuck this, and so does Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, and right. The music to the entertainment industry is all about. I mean, I can say I'm a prime example of that shit. We got a 15-year-old kid asking about what?
Chains.
Okay. Has that really benefited anybody?
No.
It creates a look. Okay.
I think they're too loud, honestly.
And then we wear labels, which I'm a label whore. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, a label whore. So your brand is your personality.
Well, no, my brand has nothing to do with me, but I've earned a certain status in life, and when you get to a certain, which I don't do it as much now. I did it when I was a lot younger. I've definitely slowed down now, but when you've earned a certain amount, or when you've earned a certain status in the world, when you go out, you kind of want to look like that. And it sucks. But now that I'm older, I've changed those things because it doesn't mean as much. Like, I'm not going out no more spending thousands of dollars on chains and watches and things like that. As much as, yeah, sometimes I see it and I'd be like, okay, I'm about to get that. But at the same time, it's like, for what? Why?
For people that you don't care about.
Thank you. Which is why I don't post on social media. Like, I don't post anything on social media because I don't care what people think about me anymore. Because I live my life for me. Actually, I live my life for my damn kids. My kids are going to be absolutely amazing. Me, I'm cool with $5 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't need anything else. I don't need, and like, woman I'm with, taken care of. You don't have to worry about shit. Cool. You got food. You got money in your bag. Don't be doing that.
Sorry.
That's her bad time.
First of all, I do have to get up at 6 a.m. Don't come for me.
Well, me too. So no.
Wow.
But I don't sleep.
Oh, I do.
Okay. So we'll end it on this because you wanted to talk about this, and I'm definitely gonna give it to you.
Okay.
Situationships. What is your version of a situationship?
Oh my goodness. A situationship is basically when you're talking to somebody. Well, this is like how I feel about it. So when you're talking to somebody and you do all the relationship stuff, but you're not in a relationship.
So why isn't that a relationship?
So that's the thing. So hear me out. this is what I mean when I say people don't know how to date anymore, right? And this is like probably like something to have to do with boundaries. At least for me, this has something to do with boundaries. You shouldn't be giving hubby privileges or boyfriend privileges to someone that's not a boyfriend or a hubby. For me, I personally like to not necessarily keep them guessing, but it's more so like I have a certain type of love that I'm going to give you, right? And I feel as if that love is very, very special. It's very, very different from the other type of love that people usually receive. And I only say that because that's what I've been told. So it's gotten to the point now where I'm personally not going to just give somebody that, because I realize with me loving the way I do, I help a lot of people, but it usually burns me in the end. So it gets to the point where you're only going to get a certain type of love from me based on your status with me, as fucked up as that sounds.
Okay, now let me ask you this: do you think that we really are supposed to be dating in life?
I feel like you're supposed to date based on how you want to live your life, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you want a polyamorous relationship, you're gonna date multiple people and date them at the same time, and you know you're gonna have the same status as you would with that other person, and continue and live your life the way you want to. Sometimes they even get married first and then get a girlfriend, boyfriend later. Like it just, you know, again, you're just gonna live your life how you want. But again, I feel like, again, it just all has to do about kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it.
So that's why I say dating is hard. Dating is super hard, right? How do I be your man without giving you husband privileges? It's like if you my girl, right?
Well, no, that's not what I mean. So I'm saying is if you like, if I know I want to be your girl, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna start showing you, little things that a boyfriend privilege would have, but not hubby privilege would have, right?
But that's what I'm saying. What's the difference between hubby privileges and boyfriend privileges? And the same thing is like me as a man, right?
Okay.
Let's say me and you go out on a date. Mm-hmm. If somebody decided to touch you inappropriately or try to snatch your ass up, what do you think I, as a man, am going to do? A real man.
I was about to say, I don't know. Hopefully tell him to fuck off.
No, fuck that. Protect the fuck out of you. I'm going to whoop his ass.
Okay.
I'm going to stump a mud hole in his ass, right? Now, I don't know you from a can of paint, but isn't that what the husband should do?
No, that's just... okay, you're comparing, like, someone being in danger to, like, someone getting swallowed and spit out. Like, I don't understand how you're comparing that. Like, if I see someone getting roughed up on the side of the road, of course I'm going to go help, whether it's my business or not. But I'm not going to, for instance, like, because, you know, I'm not saying, like, this is what I do or anything, but I'm just saying, like, for instance... It's just like I'm gonna use that as an example. I'm just saying like this is like an example, you know. Like I would really hope there's girls out there that are not swallowing every man's semen that they fucking suck. Like
we know that that's happening.
Okay.
This goes
regardless,
back to
live your life. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
regardless, live your life. But personally, I feel like if you're willing to swallow a stranger's cum, you're a bold one. You bold. That's all I'm saying. You bold, because I know. You know,
I would love to have a whole totally different conversation, because I was even texting this to somebody earlier about this new relationship that they are going into.
Oh no.
And so, ladies, stop telling men to use condoms as you swallow them.
Thank you.
If you are putting his dick in your mouth and you are swallowing his cum, you have just had the worst version of unprotected sex.
Yep.
Okay? Which is the same thing. Niggas, if you are eating her pussy and then putting on a condom, it makes no sense. If it's good enough for my mouth, it's good enough for my D. If it's good enough for your mouth, it should be good enough for your V.
But see, and that's another thing too. There's girls out here that will, you know, be sucking dick when they want to suck dick. Me personally, I'm not doing that until we like, again, live your life. But I'm just saying, like, I don't do that. Like, to me, you get certain privileges when you have a certain status with me. So that's just how it is. Cause this is my thing too. I can't sit there and say that I'm something special when someone that didn't do what you did got the same privileges as you.
Thank you.
Like, I can't sit here and be like, oh, you know, I had like, this dude bought me drinks or whatever, and we like had a one night stand, but then like when it comes to you, like, no, I don't want to do that. Why? That doesn't make sense.
Thank you.
Like, you already did it. Like, you not doing it this time doesn't change anything.
That's like, okay, so understand this. Like, there are so many men out here that we know certain things about certain females, right? And we know, like, you had one night stands with multiple dudes, but then you're trying to tell me to wait. And then you get mad when he's like, no, and he don't fuck with you. And then you want to be out and be like, oh, well, he stopped fucking me because all he wanted to do was fuck. Well, no, I actually wanted to be your man and was going to give you something totally different than other dudes did. Mm-hmm. But this is the crazy part. You was quick to give your pussy away to a motherfucker that didn't matter. But for the one that does matter, you want to tell him he has to wait. It doesn't work like that. And we know that.
Yep. And that's why I try and tell females too, like...
No, Trina, that is not a woman that knows her worth if you're responding to what I just said. Now, her, what she's saying, yes, that would be a woman that knows. But, okay. We have to stop saying that because men say that dumb shit too. I know my worth. So the fuck
no, they don't.
What? You don't date yourself.
Exactly.
I would give her whatever I feel her worth is. Not what she says her worth is. And she can't force her worth onto me because she's been with her whole fucking life. That's like me coming to somebody and we're in a fresh relationship and I start telling her this is my worth, so this is what the fuck you should give me. But you don't feel the same way. Exactly. I've been with me my whole fucking life. My worth is going to be through the roof because I'm the one that went through all the shit. Mm-hmm. And your job is to show the other person what your worth is.
Right. And don't get me wrong, people can change, but to me that is a maturity and mentality thing. Because my thing is like you can't just change overnight or anything like that. And your past is always gonna pop up on you too. You know what I mean?
Always.
So that's why I always try and tell people, like, you know, you can change all you want to, but your past doesn't. And your past, the thing about the past is that it always comes back. And so that's why I'm just kind of to the point where, like, even if I was, like, even when I was stripping, like, for instance, when I was a stripper and everything, I had guys put, like, 10 grand on my table talking about coming to Vegas with me. Why? For what? So you could possibly, what, kill me, grape me, or pit me out? Like,
you be a perfect co-host. Look, you already caught on to the grape and everything.
I'm sorry. It's just like, why do I do it? And it's like, well, it's 10 grand or it's more than that. It's like, okay, cool. I can save up that money. Like, I don't need a get rich quick scheme in my life because fast money leaves fast. I like slow money running in because I know it's going to stay a while. It's going to build up. It's going to last, you know, generational wealth. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for someone to take me to Vegas when I can take myself to Vegas. So that's why it's just kind of like, when I was stripping and everything, the worst thing that someone can say is, oh, well, she used to do private dances. Okay, well, that's what I got paid to do. And I had the option whether or not I want to take my top off. So if I didn't, congratulations. Like, you're upset that I basically went from the stage upstairs and made more money than you. And that's the worst thing someone can say about me. And I know my future husband's not going to have a problem with that. But I know for a fact if I was to come to him and be like, oh, yeah, you know, back in the day, I used to do this, this, and that. If I wasn't like that anymore, he'd be like, okay, like, she's not like that anymore, whatever. But then we go out to a public place one night, and it's like, oh, my God, Rizzo, oh, Fred, that's crazy. And then my husband's like, oh, where do you know him from? Oh, we had a foursome back in the day. Oh, for sure. But you won't do that with me. For sure.
Exactly.
and that's
It's the chick that I'll have a threesome with a dude that I don't care about, but I'll never have a threesome with the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with. That's backwards.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I don't get how people can do that with strangers. Because me personally, again, like, when you're like, oh, you know, polyamory or whatever, I see it as like, again, like, live your life, do whatever you want to do. But like, again, like, I know marriage and stuff because I get bored easily. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get bored easily. So it's just one of those situations where like, again, like, if there was ever a time or a day like I made a connection with another female and this and that, it's like, you know, are you curious? Like, I may be curious. We could do this together. But I want to do that with someone that I feel comfortable with and trust and know, like, if anything was to go wrong, I'm not in a room full of fucking strangers.
And that's the thing, too, is in the relationship dynamic that we were talking about even earlier is, first and foremost, your man has to basically let you know and understand that your place in his life is solidified.
Yes, and that's the other thing too. Like, I really try to explain it to my guy friends sometimes because being like a model and everything in the music industry, I have some of my rapper friends talk to me about like their relationships, right? And how like the girls will get upset every now and again based on how females acting towards them, yada yada yada. And I just look at him and I go, so what are you doing that's not making her feel secure? And they're like, well, I shouldn't have to make her feel secure. And it's like, no, but you do, because that's your job as her man. If you want to lead, if you want to protect, if you want to care, if you want to be that man in her life that you say you are, she shouldn't have to question you. And if she's questioning you, you're already fucking up.
The number one reason that a woman 9 times out of 10 won't even share her man is the fact that she feels like he is going to leave her for the chick they end up bringing home.
Exactly.
And if you haven't allowed your woman to know and understand that she is recreational use, you are my woman, you are who I want to be with, take care of, and spend the rest of my life with, she's recreational use. Now, if we both get to a point to where it's like, maybe we should actually keep her. Like, keep her around. It is a decision based off of you two. Not based off of, well, I'm only doing this because I want to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere. All those
or I'm only
things
doing this to make
wrong.
him happy.
Yep, those things are all the wrong. Which, and the thing about it, a lot of women do things because y'all are inherent nurturers. So you do a lot of things to make your man happy.
No, I understand, but the thing
is, there's a different level of happiness.
Right, I'm not your mom.
And she has to be happy too.
I'm nurturing you to nurture me. Like, if like. Not to say like what I do for you is something that's I know is going to benefit me. It's more so I know if I take care of you, you take care of me and vice versa. So it's like I'm not going to fucking baby you and basically be like, oh, well, I did all this for you, which means you now can't do this, this, and this. Like, you owe me. It's like, no. And that's why I'm just kind of like, again, like, live your life, do whatever you want to do, communicate, and y'all should be good. But like this whole, I don't know. This whole, like, insecure thing with men and women really needs to stop. Because, again, there's pretty women and pretty men all around. Like, your man, like, people are usually worried about, like, the closest people around them. Your man or your woman could meet a stranger at the coffee shop tomorrow and leave you within a week. Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
True. Natalia said, I just had my first threesome and will continue to have threesome with only him. So she was on a couple weeks ago saying she had her first threesome with her man, which is something she didn't think she would ever be into, and then found out that she actually was. So you still owe a call-in to tell us this story that you are clearly holding out on.
You talking about my story or hers?
Hers. You got a threesome?
No. That's what I was gonna say. I don't have a story.
I was about to say, oh shit. Okay, so here's the thing.
But no, and that's what I mean. Like, some women don't even realize what they're actually into.
Because society tells you that you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that and you got to be a lady and don't do that. And it's like, no, that's not true. Like, people don't. Happiness comes in so many different forms. It comes in so many different forms.
And that's what I mean. That's why I'm kind of like, you know, I wish women would branch out more. Like,
you know the crazy part?
What?
You know that saying that people always say, it takes a village?
No,
It takes a village to raise children.
I hate that
Why do you hate that?
because it doesn't.
Well, okay. So do you know where the saying comes from?
No, but I mean, personally, I just don't
Okay, so
agree.
the it takes a village actually comes from polygamy itself. It was a man with his multiple wives, and that's what he did. Is it took the village of women to raise the village. So imagine Nick Cannon and all of his women, but they were living in the jungles of Africa. Who would raise the children?
Women, like always.
Correct. It would be the village. And the village is always made up of women and children. And there's only always one man. Even to this day. You could turn on National Geographic. When you see them big old titties just hanging and swinging, you see a whole bunch of women with 1 to 2 men.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't take a village to raise kids. It may take a village to raise a bunch of kids, but I mean, again.
Well, the world used to have a bunch of kids.
Yeah, so happy they don't now. Kids are annoying.
You don't plan on having no kids no time soon.
I don't plan on having kids, period.
She out here she's in full-time, lifetime practice mode.
Yeah. Not even. I've been engaged twice, so I already planned out my life with 2 different people, and it didn't work out. And the older I get, the more kids just seem like a nuisance. So
You need a hug.
I don't need a hug.
Children are a blessing. That is the most beautiful thing. I used to say that when I was younger. I would have thought I would have had kids. And kids are...
They cost money that I don't want to put out. I'm too selfish for kids.
See, that's why you gotta get the right man. Because it's not for you to do. That's his job. That is a man's job. It has been since the beginning of time, damn it. Marcy says, I love my son, best thing ever. Good job, Marcy. All right. We've been on this motherfucker 2 hours and 8 minutes. This is one of the longest podcasts that has happened here on No Caps React / Sunday Night Live.
I can talk all day. I'm sorry.
Look, this is the thing. I'm a conversationalist. And I can cover all kind of topics and talk about a whole lot of shit. But what happens is, like, there's not a lot of people that really want to come in here and really have real conversations. And that's what I'm about. I'm about real conversation. Clearly, people interact. And they respond and they say things. You bitches, motherfuckers didn't call in today. Where are y'all at? All of a sudden.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Phone line was... But Sundays are usually the slow ones. But you're coming back for a Freaky Friday.
I am.
You made it very clear that you want to get pretty freaky on a Freaky Friday. So, and y'all don't understand many times I had to pivot from our conversations and go way over here to stop her from going way over. Because that's where she wants to go. That seems to be her sweet spot. And then, as y'all know, I'm the biggest freak. So,
oh my goodness.
You just, this is right up my alley.
Well, well, no, I'm excited. I'm gonna bring in my my bag for show and tell.
Your bag?
You have a bag. I have a bag.
Ain't nothing wrong with a bag. Bags is good. That just means you like to play.
I do.
So I remember when I was a kid and I found.
Okay, wait a minute.
No,
I don't know.
I found my mom and dad's bag.
Okay. Okay, I was about to say.
I was like, oh, what the fuck is really going on? But see, now I am the parent, and I understand that the bag could be
a very magical bag.
If your woman doesn't have Benoit balls, if she doesn't have some sort of vibrational toy.
I was about to say, are those the balls that go inside and they vibrate?
No, those are the balls that go inside that you gotta hold in as you do your daily activities, which helps strengthen those muscles. So when the bigger figure makes his entrance, you can massage it, so the extra massages. Yeah, Marcy said the goodie bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and the goodie bag, the candy bag,
and then any man that is afraid of his woman having a toy, now that is the epitome of insecure, because those things are fun too, even if you just want to sit back and watch.
No, for real.
And it depends on what else she might be into. You know, you might have a little whip,
a paddle.
She said a paddle. She wants to get spanked. See, she's coming back for Freaky Friday.
See, you're gonna make me act up on a podcast. I got family.
So I have Rumble and I have Kick, and those are for NC-17 and up, which means bye bye Facebook, bye bye YouTube, bye bye Twitter, bye bye Twitch. We just gonna have to go to the adult friendly channels.
Patreon.
I don't even do Patreon. But
you should do Patreon.
But see, this ain't nobody paying for that as a. She said crops and leather. Marcy,
do we need to have you on for a podcast? You wanna join me on Freaky Friday?
She already hit me up and said she wants to come on here. We'll have a conversation about that later. Marcy, you out there.
Hey, maybe on Freaky Friday I can bring a bottle.
A bottle of what?
Well, personally, I like champagne and wine, but
there's a
up
whole
to you.
bar out there.
Oh, so you told me I could have had a glass of wine this whole time?
I don't know if I got any wine. I don't even know what's out. I don't drink. It's for everybody else.
Guys. Okay, a few pointers. Whether friend or not, always have a bottle of wine when a female comes over. Always.
Or champagne.
Yeah, that too. Because me personally, if I do go hang out with someone at their house, I want jazz music playing in the background, nice glass of wine, and some snacks. I'll be happy.
You say snacks?
Yeah.
What is with women and snacks?
Yeah, you don't like eating like cheese.
We gonna save this for Freaky Friday.
I eat some cheese and crackers or like cheese strawberries and chocolate.
See, for me,
grapes.
Snacks is pineapples, strawberries.
Okay, look, we could do fruit. I love fruit. Anything as long as it's not blueberry or blackberry.
I like blueberries.
That shit stains.
Okay, no blueberries.
According to Wikipedia,
okay, Google, shut up. Stop.
Google wanted to join in the conversation.
Clearly, she always want to get in on the conversation.
Okay, Siri. I'm kidding.
All right, so we're gonna be having you back for a Freaky Friday.
Yes, April 14th, and number 14 is actually my favorite and lucky number. So
she's coming back on April 14th for Freaky Friday. That was actually when supposed to be her first introduction.
Yeah.
But there were some other things that came up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to have you come out early on a Sunday. And there was supposed to be someone else with you, which this conversation would have been totally different than what it turned out to be tonight. But the other person didn't show up, but Rizzo did.
I always keep my promises. Oh.
So, also, we have had a conversation about potentially having you on here on a regular basis. What you think?
We did, and I definitely want to. I want to see what Freaky Friday is about.
Well, you got to see what Freaky Friday is about anyway.
Yes. So I definitely want to see what that's about. See what I can bring to the table for you. Always want to enhance things.
I'm the king of enhancements.
I like how he had to bring the camera back on his face before he said it. He's like, wait.
I'm the king of enhancements. Try to help some of these motherfuckers enhance they shit. Trina said, what about peaches? I like peaches, but I prefer my peach to be... Never mind.
So look. Peaches with ice cream.
Peaches with champagne. Let me teach y'all a little something.
I like peaches and ice cream.
For the guys in the world,
yeah.
run your woman a bath. Those little itty bitty circular candles that they always use.
They float in water.
Put those around the bathtub.
They float in water.
Okay, light them bitches up. Make sure that the water is perfect temperature for her. Actually take those peaches and warm those peaches up in the microwave for about 25 to 30 seconds. Bring her a glass of her favorite wine or champagne with those warm peaches. Take the towel and put it in the dryer. Give that to her while she takes her bath, while she listens to her music, while you put the bath bomb in there and set that up. And then when she gets out, she does not get to dry herself off. You grab that warm towel out of that dryer and you dry her off. You should carry her ass to bed. And you make sure that you put her favorite lotion on her from head to toe, a.k.a. massage.
And eat that peach. Woo!
And yes, that's the best time to eat the peach that I was about to speak about just a minute ago.
Eat that peach.
That's the peach that...
Now you look at your lips. He said,
So we'll be back for Freaky Friday. April 14th, y'all will see Rizzo again.
Stay tuned.
You got any last final thoughts? How was the show? How'd you like it? What do you think?
For my first time, really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie. Can't wait for you to send me the video so I can post it on my Instagram.
Oh, it's already ready.
Say when.
Live.
Go ahead and send it to my email. But no, if anyone would like to get a glimpse of the life of Rizzo, you can always follow me on Instagram at _RIZOMA_Royale, because I'm queen. Yeah, follow me. You can see what I be doing. And then if you ever want to work with me, my work email is on there, so you can email me or you can even DM me on Instagram. I can't promise that I see the DM on Instagram because, like I said, I get a lot of DMs that I don't be answering. But if you email me, I usually check it at least twice a week, so you'll definitely hear back.
Natalia says you need to talk to my man. And,
Who?
And Trina said, yep, peach out. I will definitely want to say thank you for showing up, madam.
Thank you for inviting me. Can't wait to come back.
Today, on this lovely Sunday.
Oh, can I have a question? I have a question before we go.
Yeah.
Can I do a would you rather on Freaky Friday?
Yeah. You see
Cool.
this game right here too?
Look, I'm with it. I'm gonna do a would you rather and post it on Facebook and see what people say.
Do it.
See what kind of would you rathers that they give me. I want them to be sexual. Give me something for the freaks. Whoa!
She gonna get herself in trouble. She has no idea what kind of trouble she can get herself in over here.
Oh no. Look, my nickname used to be Trouble. I know the type of trouble I can get into.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in to another Sunday Night Live. I haven't posted this. Make sure you go to hustlefit.com. Yes, we have the merch. We have the No Cap Reacts t-shirts. It's on hustlefit.com as well as all of my other Hustle Fit clothing. This is the bestseller with Captain Crunch right there. I got kind of bored and decided to go ahead and create something a little different. Okay? So stay tuned. Friday nights, as y'all know, is Freaky Friday. Stay tuned for this Friday. And then, as you know, we got Sunday Night Live. Ain't a damn thing changed. I'm going to be here every week, whether you like it or not. With or without someone sitting on that couch. That's for goddamn sure. With that being said, thank you for tuning in to another Sunday night. Thanks for tuning in to Sunday Night Live. Thanks for keeping us company. What's on Tuesdays, Trina? Trina, hit the Instagram, No Cap Reacts, and whatever it is you speaking about. Outside of that, well...